got a really good incoming freshman class. These kids have been working extremely hard. They've been good examples for the older guys. They haven't taken anything for granted. They've worked extremely hard, and I've been very impressed with them. And they're all athletic. We've got some athletic kids in this class, so that's good. And we've got some athletic kids coming back. Don't have a whole lot of home runs coming off last year's team, and the bats have changed. The game changed a little bit, so you got to change with the times. So we've got to be able to bunt, run, be able to hit and run the bases very well. Got to play real good defense, and we've got to pitch. You know, that's the story of it all the time, and I think these kids understand what we've got to do to try to win.
I know you're trying to figure out what you are offensively, but is it fair to say you're going to be pretty fast?
I think we've got some good speed on our team, and so it's our job during our scrimmages to try to play with no fear, reckless abandon, and try to get them on the edge a little bit, because when we play on the edge, we're a little better baseball team, and they're better baseball players, so we try to put that no fear of failure type of mentality into them right off the bat. And we do have some guys that can run a little bit, and so it's going to be part of our framework and part of our makeup of this team.
Where does the power come from in the
lineup? John McGibbons is a kid who's got some power, and Shane Kennedy, incoming junior college kid, who's got a chance to help us in the middle lineup. The two kids that probably have the most power. Bibble's going to hit us 1 or 2 or 3 home runs, and Steve Wilkerson's going to grab a couple here and there. But for the most part, if we sit around relying on that, we're going to be in trouble. So we've got to continue to play good defense and pitch, like I said before, and we've got to be able to take advantage of all the little things that teams give us, put pressure on them, be fundamentally sound, and run the bases very well.
I guess having a starting staff that will just stay healthy would be a primary question.
Yeah, we've got to keep everybody healthy. I've been doing this a long period of time, and if you can go through a whole season without losing some key players, you've accomplished something, and you've got a much better chance to win. You lose a few key guys here and there, regardless of what you have around them, it makes a big difference in your team. And so we've got to get all of our pitching healthy. I think Scotty First healthy coming off the summer. Matthew Crownover, a freshman, incoming freshman, left-handed pitcher, who's going to be really good for us. I think he's getting back to where he needs to be. He's going to be slow starting off, coming off Tommy John surgery last March, but he's way ahead of what any normal human being would be. He's worked extremely hard. Matt Campbell, who was a little bit banged up after the summer, or in the summer, is now healthy and looks really good for us. We just got to get Kevin Poley back, and he's not quite 100% yet, and so we'll see what his role is in the first weekend. It may not be all that much to begin with, but we're hoping that we can kind of ease him into things and get him back safely and also healthy-wise. And the rest of our team, though, is intact, and everybody seems to be healthy. We just got to keep working as a team in the next couple of weeks here and try to figure out who can do what, try to figure out what makes this team work, and what each one of these kids has in their arsenal to help us become a better team.
Where do you see Gossett fitting?
Daniel Gossett, he's healthy and ready to go. He's been pitching well for us. He came off a really good season last year, being our #1 guy at the end of the year, and we got a lot of confidence in Daniel, and we look for him to pitch a major role for us. And if we had to start a game today, he'd be our Friday night guy.
Jack, what's the plan for DJ Reader coming up in football?
DJ is going to play defensive line for us. DJ is a strong kid, a tremendously coachable kid, and we just haven't seen him enough yet, really, to tell you what we think he's capable of doing. He's going to pitch an inning or two today for us in our scrimmage, so I'm going to get a look there. I kind of got excited about him offensively the last couple of days. He's for a big young man, he's very loose, but hasn't played baseball in a long period of time, and in the summer and the fall, or get behind the repetitions, but he picks things up quickly, and he's got some snap in his hands, and he is very strong, as you know. So, being 300+ pounds, it doesn't seem to bother his flexibility. He's got some looseness in his hands as a hitter would want to have, and so we're going to watch him really closely the next couple of weeks and see where it goes with him.
How can the lowered expectations kind of benefit you guys? The fact that now you're kind of a middle-of-the-pack team expected to be in the division.
Well, I don't expect that. It's one of those things. I told these kids the other day. I said, everybody asked me, how many games do you think you're going to win, or I always think we're going to win every game. And I go into the season thinking we're going to be 56-0. Every single time we go out on the baseball field, we expect to win. And so I don't really put too much stock in the preseason polls, even when we were ranked #1 or 10 or whatever it might be. I never really thought much about it, never even mentioned it hardly to the team. I did mention this one to the team because I think, you know, if we play with a little chip on our shoulder, practice with a little chip on our shoulder, we might be a little better team because of it. And so I'm you know, not excited about that whole thing, but at the same time, I'm excited about what I think it could do for this baseball team. And it's, at the end, I told them there's a lot of teams ahead of us right now. They're ranked ahead of us, and hopefully a lot of those teams will be gone by the wayside, and we'll have moved up where we want to be at the end. So that's what we're working on right now.
I know you said you haven't had a long look at Reader yet, but his ability to track pitches, his approach to the plate, how raw is he? You know, where is he?
It's getting better. You know, I mean, he makes quick adjustments. You know, a couple of days ago we had the breaking ball machine out here, and you know, he had trouble making contact with it. And then the next day, a little better contact, and then yesterday, you know, a lot better contact. So it's you know, he's one of those guys that seems to have some good aptitude for learning. He's a tremendously coachable young man, great kid. Kids like him around, and so we'll just see where it takes us. But I don't want to put expectations too high and feel like we're going to fill the stands because we've got a football, baseball player out here. Because you know, these other kids have been working extremely hard. DJ's a great kid. We're going to give him an opportunity to show us what he can do, and then make some decisions about whether he's got a future in baseball here or doesn't. And but right now we've got a tremendously open mind about it, and he did show me some things yesterday that we're anxious to see today.
When do you think Crownover will be ready, and how do you plan to kind of ease him into things?
He'll be ready to pitch for us, I think, the first weekend, but how much? It might be a couple innings or 2 or 3 innings, and have a pitch count on him, and have him try to do the routine that it takes to be a starter. So we'll put him through all that, and have him go out and mound, and he'll just be a shorter period of time than the other guys at the early part of the season. But I think he'll continue to keep on working his way into it because he's so focused and so mentally strong and so physically in tune to what his body can do that he's an anomaly. He's something different than what you normally see. So I really like what he's going to bring to us, but I think he'll be able to pitch for us early and continue to get better and better as the season goes on.
At what point did he have the surgery?
I want to say in March last year.
So it's been less than a year.
Yeah, it's been about over less than a year.
Usually it's 14 to 18 months.
Yeah, it's anywhere between a year and 14, 18 months. It just depends on how the kid goes about his business. And how he's gone about his business might have been one of the most impressive things that I've seen since I've been here. I mean, he just continually outworks anybody and continually keeps doing what he's supposed to do and staying focused on what he has to do to make things better. So he's as a left-handed pitcher, he's not a power right-handed pitcher who's got a maximum effort on every pitch. So he's got an advantage that way, as far as being able to be ready maybe with somebody who's a real power pitcher.
Tell me about Shane Kennedy. What do you see out of him, and what do you expect out of him?
Shane's got some power. He's just got to continue to work on his fundamentals. A little raw defense, but he's gotten a lot better than he was in the fall. And fundamentals, we'll continue to keep on working on. You just got to keep him healthy, and he had some back problems, and shoulder problems a little bit this spring, and so he's in the mix as a DH, third baseman, that type of hitter for us. But he's got a chance to hit in the middle of the order if he, stays consistent. He's very strong, and so I look for some good things. We need to have him hit for us.
Look at Matt Campbell as a guy that could be your closer.
Matt Campbell has got to have a big year for us. He's back healthy now. Got a lot of confidence. He's got 3 pitches. He throws really well. Handles the position, holds runners on. Does a really good job of fielding his position as a pitcher. Throws strikes. He's got 3 pitches and he can throw for strikes, which is a big deal. So in a relief role, I could see him being real valuable for us, whether he's a closer or whether he's in the middle or whether he's long or whether he ends up starting for us. We'll have to figure that out. But I think he's going to be one of those good relief pitchers for us. He's going to pitch some real valuable innings with men on the base.
Who are some of the young guys that have a chance to contribute immediately for you guys?
Well, Crownover's one of them as a pitcher. Zach Irwin, a left-handed pitcher, also from this side of Atlanta, got a chance to pitch for us early, I think. Position player-wise, Brody Kerner is another right-handed freshman pitcher. I think he's got a chance to pitch for us. And then, position player-wise, Stephen Duggar in the outfield, kid from Burns High School, got a chance to be a really good player here. Tyler Krieger, another freshman from this side of Atlanta, got a chance to be a really good player here for us at shortstop. Malik Gibson from Sumter's got a chance to be an impact guy for us early and get some action. So I think we've you know, we've got some good freshmen. They got a chance to make make a splash for us, and I'm excited what they're capable of doing.
Krieger and Wilkerson, the main two competitors at shortstop.
Krieger, Wilkerson, J-Bomb, all three of them can play shortstop. I like Stevie Wilkerson over at second. We talked about it. You know, I think he'd like to play short, like to play second. He wants to just play. So we're going to figure out a way to keep him on the field because he's a good leader for us, and he's got a lot of energy, and he's a good player and a good offensive player. And but I would say, you know, Krieger's been working really hard. He's a really hard worker, and he's a really good athlete over at shortstop. So we'll be giving him a real close look as we get closer to the first game. But I'd say it's between those two guys.
When was the last time you were this young? Can you recall?
Well, for me, it was about 30 years ago. The other team. You know, I don't know. I can't really remember exactly when we were all this young. You know, usually you come back and go, okay, this guy's going to play short, this guy's going to play first, third, left field, center field, you know. Catcher is our catcher, that whole thing. So there's some newness on this field. There's no question about it. And there's some question marks. Some kids have really got to step up and play for us. Our catcher, whoever that might be, is going to play for us, and he's got to be good. He's going to have to step up because we lost. Spencer Keyboom was really good for us last year, and so Garrett Boulware, Matt Reed, Kevin Bradley have all got to continue to keep on improving, and we got to get better back there. We got to continue to keep on working. We're all capable, but we got to get better. And first baseman's back. He's a year better, you know, and John McGibbon. I think Wilkerson's a year better at second base or shortstop, whatever we decide to do with him. I think second base, and then probably somebody new at short, somebody new at third maybe. Our center fielder's back, he's a good player. Like Brittle's a good player out there. Got some newness in right field. Tyler Slayton's got some experience in left field. He's a battler. He's been having a good preseason so far. You know, and we got some kids that can move in and out of there. So I don't know if I can say we've been this young in a long time, but the young players that we have on our team, Ed, they're cut above. They're special kids. They're hard workers. They're highly motivated. They're champion. They want to win, and they've been practicing like they want to win. So right from the beginning. So I don't look at them as all that young, to be honest with you. But we got some work to do as far as experience, and we'll work our way into that once we start in 15.
Coach, a couple things.